I could see myself like adopting or possibly becoming a foster parent for a foster parent. I think that would probably be more so, because another reason I don't want to have children is because of my health issues. I don't want to pass along my health issues. And also there's so many kids that don't have a home. Why would I want to have a kid of my own when there's so many other children in this world that don't have the bare minimum? You know, like, that seems a bit selfish. That seems a bit selfish, and I'm already selfish enough. Hello. So I could see myself fostering, and I think that would be the only reason I adopt, is if I foster and then like had a bond, you know, had a bond and the situation was correct for adoption. That would be, I think, the only reason I would adopt. Because I feel like adoption any other way is like shopping for a child, and I think that's fucked up. I think that's fucked. Now, obviously, if that's what you want to do and you want to go and adopt a child, sure. But why don't you just foster a child instead? Like, you can't have children, so why not help out multiple children during the hardest times of their life? That doesn't make sense to me. But hey, people can make their own decisions. But I can judge them. I'm a judgy bitch. I'm a judgy bitch. That's why I always say I never claim to be a nice, good person. I claim to be a judgy bitch that has pissed a lot of people off, is what I claim to be as a person. I do love reading. Where'd my book go? Oh my god, I thought I lost my book. Spark of the Everflame by Cole is what we're currently reading. I've only read it for like an hour, so I think we're on page like 64. Damn it, I was wrong. We're on page 64. So that's what we're currently reading. We just got done with The Serpent and Wolf, book 1 and 2. Book 2 I had to get on my Kindle. Book 1 was so fabulous, I had to read book 2, and I don't own book 2, so I had to go get it on the Kindle. Thank you for the follows, guys. What is so bad about being kind and good to people? I am kind and good to people. It's just like some people don't deserve the kindness and goodness. You know, and it's just like, I speak truth, and a lot of people get offended and hurt by my truth. But you know why it hurts them so much? Is because it's the truth and they don't want to admit it. That's why they get hurt and offended so much, is because it's the truth and they don't want to admit it. If it wasn't the truth, they would just let it go and be like, whatever, you're dumb as fuck. But instead, they're like, oh my god, why would you say something about me like that? Because it's true. And then they get so hurt and offended, and like, I don't say stuff that isn't like apparent, you know what I mean? Like, it's all true, very true. In fact, when I was like 14, my mom was like, I can't remember what I said to someone. It was like one of the good family friends, and he thought it was funny because it was true and it was funny. And she was like, why would you say something like that about him? And I was like, because it's true and it was funny, and he'd think it was funny because it's even funnier that it's true. And she's like, well, that can hurt someone's feelings. And I was like, well, because it's true. They don't want to admit it's true, but he knows it's true about himself, so he can giggle at it. He giggled at it because it was true and funny. He's willing to admit that he's fucked up in that way, and it's funny because he knows he's fucked up in that way. And it's the truth. Thank you for the follows. We're just talking about how I never claimed to be like a good person. Like, I think think I'm a pretty decent human being, right? Like, I'm not gonna go out and like hurt anyone physically, emotionally maybe, but like physically, no, like not intentionally. Have I done some dumb stuff that has accidentally ended up hurting someone, mainly my brothers? Yes. My brothers can tell you some fucked up shit about myself, and you know why it's funny? Because it's true. I used to chase them around the house with the Fisher-Price baseball bat. I did, but they also used to drag me down the hall by my braids. They did.